Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Genuine Sim. Looks like we had a little audio interaction there with the electrical and the and the new updated world menu here, world map. I'll go ahead and turn on that light, that way you guys can see my gorgeous face. I know it's nothing to be proud of, but I got it. It's mine, I own it. So it's Wednesday afternoon here on the Eastern Seaboard, and let's check it out. There was obviously a big update. A lot of stuff happened in the Microsoft Flight Simulator world. So let's go ahead and see what's different. Today I think what we ought to do here is zoom in on the map, see what we got. So now instead of it just being an aeronautical map, we actually can see... Ooh, what's up, Tyson? What's up, buddy? You know you're on camera, huh? You know you're on camera. You're going to take advantage of it. So it looks like we've got a lot of aerial mapping here in the world map menu. That's a big deal. And it's looking like, let's do a little bit of Titusville. You know what, let's start up at Craig. And we can hop on all the way down to the Keys, to Key West, right? So let's go ahead and set our start point here at Craig. Oh, even better, let's do St. Simons, right? So make St. Simons our departure. We'll just select GA small here, somewhere on the airport. We're going to use the Baron today. I feel like a little bit of twin GA action. And we're going to set Boca Chica as our arrival. But we're going to put a bunch of waypoints there in the middle. Do parking at ramp GA small. So let's go ahead and add Fernandina. Should just be able to add that there. And we can also add Mayport. This is just so that we get a lot of good landings in on the way, right? We can add Northeast Florida. We're going to go down here to our filters. Space is more. I feel like that's it. Okay, open filters there. Background map, etc. Airports on. Points of interest on. We'll turn on our nav aids and our fixes. Close that here. We'll add Northeast Regional. What else can we add here? Flagler Executive. Nah, let's add Ormond. Gotta have Daytona. Embry-Riddle, everybody representing. New Smyrna, not so important. But I do think that we should at least check out the NASA shuttle facility. We've got Patrick, we've got Melbourne. Let's go ahead and add Melbourne. Sebastian, meh. Vero, let's add Vero. Treasure Coast, well, I feel like we've got another better one down here at Stewart. So let's add Stewart. Palm Beach. Boca, nah. Pompano Air Park. Yeah, let's add Pompano Air Park. This is all stuff so that we can stay as close to the coast as possible. One other thing is there was apparently a major performance improvement on the recent update. Not sure which one this is. What does it say? X-ray 44, Miami. Okay. Oh, we've got Plantation Key at the seaport. So there are a couple of there's a couple of places here. Ooh, ooh, I think I screwed it up. I screwed it up. I don't know what I did. Oh, 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 oh. Okay. So let's add Tavernero. They have added a lot of seaplane ports, I've noticed. We'll add Marathon there. Got Sugarloaf and Summerlin Key. Let's add Summerlin Key. And Boca Chica, which is the actual airfield there. That's a NAS, a Naval Air Station. Let's go and set live weather there. We'll see how that does. And we will switch our aircraft to the Baron BE58. One thing that is different now in an old flight simulator here. Hey, Sir Chingles, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh. Going back to the aircraft selection menu. We are going to select the Baron. Right there. It's a good, fast airplane. One thing they added is a ski variant right here and a float variant for a lot of different airplanes. So we've got the G1000 Cessna. And then the regular 172s have ski and float variants, as well as the Shock Ultra has a ski and float variant. So they've added a few different landing setups, as well as this Orbis Flying Eye Hospital. An MD-90? I'm pretty sure it's an MD-90. Don't quote me on that, but that's a pretty interesting addition. 3-engine setup, asymmetrical. So let's go ahead and click fly here. Should have all those things entered into our GPS right when we load. This is a new loading screen. Look at that. That's pretty neat. Looks like all the text at the bottom there on the loading area is pretty much the same. And even though it says VATSIM in the criteria there, I think we're just going to load vPilot and we're going to do VFR to Marathon. So we've got vPilot down here. We're going to connect. Type 01 is a type BE58. We're going to connect here. And our flight plan is going to take us KSSI to K Boca Chica. I think that's it. Don't quote me on that. All that other stuff, we're going to say our cruise speed is going to be around 180 knots. Cruise altitude is definitely going to be more like slightly westwards to 3,000. And because we're going to do VFR, it's going to be, actually let's do 1,500. Come up here, switch this to VFR. We're not a heavy, and our route is multiple legs. So we'll file the flight plan there. There's nobody online in the controller area. And even though this weather is crap, let's do this. We're going to go ready to fly here. And we are... Oh, this menu is different too. Look at that. We're going to turn off live weather. Go ahead and have clear skies on. Actually, let's make it a few clouds there. That way it's at least slightly more realistic. So we're going to turn on our batteries and our beacon. And let's do a control check. So right now our controls are still mapped for twin turbine. So we're going to come up here to our Bravo throttle quadrant. And we're going to go over until we see our twin GA setup. Twin GA. Okay. Apply and save. Go back. And let's go into general here and see if we can't dial up the graphics. High end, let's try ultra. Let's see what it does. Okay, so we've got our prop, power, our mixture. Yeah, our mixture's working. Okay. So when we're starting out, we want our mixture full rich, our prop at high, and our throttle open about 20%. Right down here, we're going to want to turn on our fuel selectors. Alright, that's different. Okay, so there was something about this. Something about the way that this goes, so I've got to come back into escape and into general options. Miscellaneous. Accessibility. Lock legacy. Okay, I think that's it. Is cockpit interaction system has to be on legacy mode. Apply. Resume. Okay. So now we know that we have our fuel enabled. And we're going to go ahead and toggle our fuel pump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, we know it's primed. Now that it's primed, we're going to go ahead and turn on our magnetos. There's left, there's right, there's both. And enable our starter. Okay, so we have both props going here. Now we're going to go ahead and turn on our avionics bus. Let's go ahead and hit Control 1, come down to our CDI. We're going to switch that to GPS. This is the new G1000 by fly-by-wire. Let's go ahead and dial our altitude up to 1,500. And we will put a vertical speed mode in for 700 feet a minute is pretty good for the Baron. We're going to enable nav mode also. We are at St. Simon's Island here, and we're going to see how that goes. Alrighty. Dun dun dun. I'm going to come on over here to another channel. Let's see. Let's go on in here and switch on our video. There we go. Alright. So, looks like we have everything pretty much dialed in here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn on flight events so that I can track us via ForeFlight. So it should say tracking via flight events there. It says that the simulator is connected. Settings. Okay, so it just doesn't say connected to flight events. Let's go ahead and grab my iPad. Turn on ForeFlight, and we'll see if all this stuff is talking the way it used to talk. Yep, sure does show us at St. Simon's Island. Let me erase the flight plan that we had there. And I'm not going to go through the trouble because we're VFR of loading and a flight plan. We're just going to do our thing here. We're at the Golden Isles Aviation flight, or fixed base operation. So we're going to turn off our parking brake here. Just use this left engine, right rudder, a little bit of right brake. And let's go on up to the north end of this runway here. It's going to be a pretty chill flight today. Super chill, just taking it easy. Exploring everything that the simulator has to offer. Nothing crazy, even though it does say VATSIM in the box there. Let's go ahead and slow down a little bit. We're getting pretty quick on up to our departure runway. I'm going to minimize this. And one thing I'm going to do before I go is I'm going to turn my transponder on. So let me turn on my parking brake here. Open up OBS. That way anybody who wants to chat, feel free to chime in the chat. Let's go ahead and change our communication to 122.8. Oh, no, you're not turning the right way. No matter which way I scroll, it goes down. That's frustrating. It is scrolling faster, but no matter which way I scroll, it scrolls only in one direction. Okay. So we got 122.8 in the box. Let's go ahead and open up vPilot and make sure that that is matching correctly. Yep, 122.8 right there. So basically that just tells us that we're talking on the Unicom. I'm going to say St. Simon's traffic, Tiger 01, departing southbound to North Florida Regional, St. Simon's. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn off our parking brake here. We're going to make sure our lights are on. Alright, so we've got our lights here. Oh, that's another thing. We're not squawking VFR. Got to make sure that we are squawking correctly. We're going to open our transponder menu code. We're going to click VFR, and we're going to make sure that our transponder is in altitude mode. So 1200 in altitude, that is correct. Alright, now I feel a lot better about that, guys. Let's go ahead and continue on our way here. We've got our autopilot set, our lights are on, landing lights are on for takeoff. Our camera, our transponder is on, it's squawking 1200. We're going to go ahead and make sure that we've got our first notch of flaps in for takeoff here. Alright, we're going to peg it. We're going to reduce this mixture just a hair and prop her at full RPM there. I need to fix that dead zone on that rudder. Ooh, the rudder is way different right now. Alright, we have positive rate. Our gear up, our lights are off. Autopilot is engaged, and we're going to reduce our RPM here. Sounds about correct. We're going to click Control 2, make sure that our RPM is where we want it. 23 is pretty good. 23, yeah, there's not much of a difference here. We'll bump There we go. Our right engine is pretty much in sync with our left engine at this point. And we are looking at our first leg of the flight to North Florida Regional. We have radar contact. And we're about to be going over Jekyll Island. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your seat backs and tray tables in their upright position and enjoy the flight. We'll be climbing to our cruising altitude of 1,500 feet on our East Coast Florida tour. Now, one thing to keep in mind, interesting enough, so inside of the cockpit, I did select GPS on the CDI. Outside of the cockpit, it is still showing VOR2. That is interesting. Let's go back inside the cockpit here, and we're going to control 1. So control 1, inside our cockpit, on our nav, it's showing GPS. But if we go outside, it's still showing VOR2. That's interesting. I wonder if that has something to do with the NXI upgrade for the G1000. It's very curious. I know I did not spell your name correctly, but let's pretend like there's an R in there. So very interesting. Let's go ahead and center this camera here. So it is taking into account in the camera the crosswind correction. That was pretty interesting. So there must be less crosswind here. One of the other things is it was running on high end before. I had my system set to high end settings, and the frame rate was just crap. But now I've got it set to ultra settings, and it seems like it's performing very well. I don't see any frame rate issues. So that's a big deal. That is a very big deal. Because now the graphics are obviously much more high def. And it just looks pretty good, I think. Alright, so our first stop is going to be Fernandina. Fernandina Beach is, let's take a look at these runways here. Looks like the best wind is on 3-1, but as we are heading essentially due south, I think 1-3 would be a good runway for us. for 2-2. Let's do 2-2. So let's come on back into our GPS here. We're going to select nearest. And we've got KFHB there. I'm going to hit enter. Oh, oh. Let's go ahead and hit direct to KFHB. Enter. KFHB does not exist. That's nonsense. Okay, there it is. Activate, enter. Okay. So then if we click flight plan, or procedure, let's do procedure, select approach. This is not the correct airfield. Okay. N. Oop. H. Bravo. Yeah, see, normally it would select KNHB. Alright. Still not selecting the right airport. So confused by that. There we go, KFHB. Procedure. Select approach. Hmm. Yep, still not doing it. That's one of those things where, you know, the simulator is fun, but does it do everything? No, it doesn't do everything. It is still not a real airplane. But what we can do is we can put ourselves into heading mode here, and we can turn ourselves right. The 90-degree reciprocal for 2-2 would be 1-5. No, it'd actually be 1-3. Let's go ahead and dial our altitude down to 800. Put ourselves into vertical speed mode. We'll go down 700 feet a minute. Actually, let's do 1,000 feet per minute. And we're going to go ahead and start to reduce our power. Alright, I can see us lined up here. Let's go ahead and turn right 2-2. In fact, we may have even overshot it a little bit, so we're going to go much farther right. Oh, wow. Yeah. Wow. Way overshot. But we're still slowing down here. Let's go ahead and do runway 27. I think that's going to be our best option there. We're still past it. There's the field right there. Good thing about Fernandina is it's got a number of runways. We're inside of the white arc. Let's go ahead and put our flaps down at the first notch. Gear down, and we're just going to go ahead and max RPM 0 power on these props. Make sure that our flaps are all the way down. Our airspeed is dropping significantly. We're going to add some power back in there. We're going to add more power in there. Keeping the nose down.
500.
Alright, power to 0. We know that we have made the runway. Okay, and we're going to start to pull up to arrest our descent here. We want to hear the stall sound just before we touch down. That's the goal here. Ooh, holy cow. Holy cow, that would have failed. So one thing we're going to do before we take back off here, and we're going to stop. We're going to stop at this threshold, turn on our parking brake. We're going to go up here and make sure that our settings are correct, because I feel like that would have killed us. Assistance options. True to life. Okay, so that would have just been a tail strike, because it's on true to life. Either way, between you and I'm not happy with that landing at all. So we're going to go full power. We're going to take the flaps up one notch. Parking brake is off. We're going to trim ourselves nose down just a little bit so that our airspeed can climb. And we'll continue on our nav path here. There's our positive rate, gears up, lights are off, and autopilot is engaged. We're going to bring our target altitude back up to 1,500. We're going to make our vertical speed, say 500 feet at 700 feet a minute. So now she should, ooh, my gosh, that CDI is freaking out down there. Let's take a look at that. What is up with that? Microsoft. That CDI is freaking out. Our transponder is no longer 1200. What's up with that? I should not have downloaded this G1000 upgrade. And it's all in the Microsoft store, which is funny because it's not behaving well at all. Not at all. Alright, so our next stop is Northeast Florida Regional. This is just nuts. This is nuts. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put it into heading mode. And we're just going to dial our course here. I don't like this. Let's go ahead and reduce our RPM. Okay, they're pretty much in sync now. We're going to jockey our headings a hair left there. This is all basically a big trial system, following all of the updates and downloads that occurred yesterday. It looks like we got Zoophytes watching again. What's up, Zoophytes? And Sir Chingles. Glad y'all are tuning in for the post 70 gigabytes I downloaded yesterday. Right now we're going over St. John's River estuary. We just left the Savannah River area. Looking good. I was just made aware that the title for the stream is not correct. Classic OBS. It's looking like we're about 5 minutes out from North Florida, St. Augustine. We got Craig on our right side. Over there. Going over the Pawnee waypoint. Ooh.
Destination ATIS is 119.625.
We got another TV viewer watching. What's going on, buddy? We're still going direct St. Augustine at the moment. Let me turn down the computer here so that it's not just blasting through my microphone. I know that's got to be obnoxious. It must be obnoxious. I appreciate y'all watching. My average viewership determines my path to affiliate status. Whatever all that means. I don't even know. Feeding the Twitch machine. That's what I know. Alright, so it looks like we're going to change our heading 4 degrees to the right. So 177. And we are going to check out these runways. We got 1331. So I do know that I want to be further left at this point. Actually, no, it would be right. So 13's reciprocal would be 22. 90-degree reciprocal. Making good time. Just kicking it here on a lovely Wednesday. Hanging out in the barren BE58. Bravo Echo 58. Let's take a look at the cabin. Cabin looks pretty good. It's got some cafe seating with a little table in the back there. It's a nice looking airplane. Absolutely. Alright, we're just about a minute out from our left turn for 130. We're going to go ahead and come back down here to our PFD. We're going to change our target altitude down to 500. Let's go ahead and put that in our vertical speed. We'll go down 1,000 feet per minute. We're going to start reducing our power. And when we reduce our power, we're also reducing our prop so that we don't induce a prop overspeed. We are very close to making our left turn heading 1-3. So give it a 3 count. 1, 2, 3. We'll start entering our 130 heading. So now we ought to be able to come back up here. We are within gear range, so we're going to put our gear down. And it's looking like we're getting pretty lined up there. Pretty well. We're just waiting to get inside of that white arc, so I'm going to continue to reduce power.
500.
There's our 500-foot warning. And it looks like we're on track for the airport. See if we can't see a beacon or something at our 12 o'clock. I believe I have the field in sight here. Our trim is looking good. Our gear is down. Alright, I do have the field in sight. So let's go ahead and decrease our power, put our props at max RPM. We're going to put our flaps in our first notch. And we're going to disengage our autopilot here as we come in for runway 13. We're going to make a little side step to the right. Let me use my words. One thing I'm going to do after we take off from this one is I'm going to change the dead zone on my rudder pedals. I feel like they're much more sensitive, even more so than they used to be. And they used to be pretty sensitive. So one of the things I like to do is I like to practice hands-off yoke approach, which is where I'm just using the power on the rudder. So I'm going to reduce the power, let the nose come back down. We've induced an oscillation. Alright, so let's go ahead and keep the nose down. Still keeping the nose down. Our props are at max RPM.
1 mile final runway 13.
Bitch and Betty says, "Hey dude, you're landing." Alright, let's go ahead and take that power down to 0. And we'll slowly just start adding back pressure. Alright. There we go. Get that nose down there. Okay. Now I am going to, before I take back off, we're going to put on our parking brake here. Let's go into controls and see if we can't find that dead zone on our pedals here. It's not really letting me select an input. Okay, so L is brakes, R is rudder. Sensitivity. Oh, okay. So let's go ahead and increase that dead zone up to like that. We'll see if that makes it a little bit softer. That might make the whole experience a little more enjoyable. Alright, we're going to turn nav mode back on. We're going to disengage our parking brake. Props are at full, feet to the floor. Oh wow. Wow, wow. Oh, she brought the nose up right away. Okay. We're at positive rate, gears up, lights are off. Autopilot is engaged. We're going to control 1 to see our target. So 1,500. Vertical speed. It's going to be 700. Okay, they look like they're about in sync there. The rudder definitely feels different after doing that. I don't know if it's for the better or worse, but we will see. So let's go on back down here to our PFD and open up our flight plan. We should have KDAB in there somewhere. Ormond, in fact. Let's go ahead and direct to Ormond. Okay, so it does have our direct to Ormond here. Tell by the magenta arrow. It says we're 41 nautical miles away. So that makes sense. Everything's looking good. And we're going to carry on my wayward son. What up, dude? What up? Are you doing that pergola as quickly as you can? Alright, dude. Wire mold. Hey, I'm impressed that you followed every direction that you were given. I'm impressed. You only had half a day to do it, dude, and you did it in half a day. Greeting. Oh, oh, hey, man. I hope one day that you will work for me. Because you're a great employee, Tony. No, not yet. I'm on my way. time to take a break? I figured I'd call you because I'm flying the Baron in the simulator, in case you wanted to see what it looks like. Well, get inside, turn on your iPad, and check it out. Get inside, take a shower, rub one out, have a meal, and then turn on your iPad. Later. All right. We're looking pretty good here. We're coming up to Ormond relatively soon. And honestly, we can go straight past Ormond and let's go ahead and go direct KDAB. Yep, there we go. We've got direct KDAB in the system there. Yug. Oh, our transponder is some random number now. Why is our transponder a random number? Right there. Do you see that? Does anybody else see that? That's not cool. That is not cool at all. That's not cool. Alright, it says we're 8 miles from Daytona, so let's go ahead and reduce our power. Alright, we're inside of the wide arc. We're going to put the gear down. We're going to put our flaps at max RPM. Put some power back in there. And we do need to have it in nav mode. Another TV viewer, Search Ingalls, Zoophytes. Guys, if you haven't already, click that follow button. Click. It opens up a world of possibilities for somebody, I don't know who. Alright. Coming up to Daytona here, and Dun dun dun. I'll be honest, ladies and gentlemen, I think Daytona is going to be our final stop for today. I feel like there are enough bugs in this system to not make it fun for the rest of the trip. And I need to find out how to revert my fly-by-wire G1000 to the stock G1000. I've got to figure that out. Because I'm not happy. In fact, I can see ghosting behind the flight plan menu. Let's see what happens if I turn this off. By the way, that number hadn't changed. That thing still said 7.9 to KDAB. It still says 7.9 to KDAB, and that's not even possible. There's no way that that's possible. So we obviously have a handful of bugs. Big launch yesterday, Xbox, 40 gig update. But some things just aren't playing well with other things in the sandbox here today. Having said that, it looks like we've got Daytona up at our 12 o'clock. Everything is looking good as far as the aircraft configuration is concerned. Let's take a look back outside. Have our flaps down on the first notch, gear down. And we're still just kicking it. Right at about the top of the white arc. And Daytona has some good runways here. Looks like we'll use 1634. Still very thrown off by this G1000. It says I'm 8 minutes from Daytona, so we're gonna go ahead and pull our gear back up. We're gonna pull our flaps back up, and we're gonna peg it some more. Like that was unusual. Whatever happened there with that GPS? Because even ForeFlight says I'm 20 miles away from it. ForeFlight said I was 20 miles away from it. So why would this GPS tell me I was 9? Still says 9. Not updating distances at all. Unless it's just saying it's 7.9 from. Okay. Okay. It's telling me up there at the top. But it should be updating here as well. Should be. And then there's the whole transponder picking its own squawk code, which I can't have that happen on VATSIM. I can't just have my transponder picking whatever it wants to do. Dun dun dun. Where's Tyson? Oh, Tyson's sleeping underneath the blanket. Guys, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I know this isn't the most exciting flight that I've done in a while, but oh, there's Ormond. We're coming up over Ormond. I just took a light gun signal test here the other day. Good group of guys there at the Ormond field. There's those baseball fields, and those baseball fields right there are where I stood to take the light gun test. The tower shot the signals at me. It's incredible how those rendered out. But it's backwards. That field is backwards too. Holy cow. Alright, so Daytona is going to be at our 12 o'clock here. Oh, we got Gunk 5152. Something tells me I know who that is. Alright, we got Daytona below us. We're going to go ahead and disable our autopilot. Bring all this stuff down. We're going to put our flaps at full. We're going to make a space shuttle approach here. Gears down. Alright, let's do it. Alright, props at full. Power's back up.
Short final runway 16 at Kilo Delta Alpha Bravo. Warning, airport not in current route.
Alright, I gotta take a picture of this gamer tag for a coworker of mine. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and turn our systems off right here on the runway. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I've got other things to attend to. Excuse me, pardon my language. We're going to go back to the main menu here. A little 45-minute flight on a Wednesday afternoon. Guys, thanks again for tuning in. What we're going to do, if anybody's still viewing, is we will, the J. Kelsey, what's going on, buddy? Now that we're back in here, I'm going to switch it to the post-show mode. And in doing that, dun dun dun. I don't even see the desktop audio. Okay, there's desktop audio. In doing that, I'm also going to open up the Twitch browser here. We're going to go to the Stream Manager. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and try to raid a channel. Guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate everybody coming on in here. This is a friend of mine, Miss Lenity. She's good people. Go ahead and raid that channel there if you want. We're going to put it in post.